What's going on, guys? What's going on? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk. I want to react to this video from interview that Kevin Durant did, and he talked about how marriage isn't for him. He was talking to this heifer Bobby. Y'all know who she is, and he is not for marriage. And one thing I can respect about Kevin Durant, you don't really know what's going on in his personal life. You don't see heifers coming out the woodworks trying to expose him. You don't see any drama with him because Kevin Durant he keeps his private life private, but you could tell he probably is very guarded when it comes to the women that he allows in his life. And that's how it should be. I think way too many of these professional athletes, even though Kevin Durant is a veteran, he's been in the NBA for a long time. Like when he first got into the NBA, social media wasn't what it was now. You didn't have the clout chasing going on, but over the years, Kevin Durant, he watched and he was very careful. That's why you don't hear about his personal life. There have been rumors about women he's possibly dated, but he's done a very good job, as he should have, of keeping his personal life private. And that's what a lot of these young guys should do. Unfortunately, they don't, because they're on social media. They're trying to go after these BBL'd Instagram heifers who only care about money and attention. And even if you give them money, they're still going to tell everybody that they're a slower and that they've been sleeping around with this professional athlete, that professional athlete. It's just how they are. Women of today don't care about being whores anymore. They don't care about being slores. They don't care about the world knowing that they sleep around, because as long as they're able to get a tiny bit of clout, they don't care. So let's get into this video. Make sure y'all like my video as well.
You don't want to just have kids with someone, you want to get married first?
I wouldn't say get married, no.
Do you want to get married?
No.
Really, ever? What if they sign a prenup?
That's not really a prenup, though.
What do you mean?
I mean, because you'll still have to, when you walk away, have to at least give something up.
Well, in a perfect world, wouldn't you just not get divorced? Or
See, he's right. Even if you give a prenup, you still see women trying to get out of the prenup. Prenups are good. I'm not against prenups, but women will still try to fight you tooth and nail to get out of that prenup. So to men like Kevin Durant, who have something to lose, even signing a prenup isn't enough, because women will still try to get out of it so they can get something.
break up? You'd stay with them forever?
That's not ever going to be, that's not ever in a I mean, I've never seen that.
You couldn't do that? Be with one person for the rest of your life?
I don't know if that's, I don't know. Who have you seen that has done that?
It's a good question. Let me think.
I think divorce is actually more of a realistic.
Yeah, it is.
Because the percentage
I mean,
is
I
higher.
failed, so
And higher, divorce percentages are higher. It's just like the word marriage, I get it, but it's more so like what that relationship is like. Like, do I want to be with somebody every day?
Yeah,
And
I
hang
think
with
that's
the same
idea.
person every day
I think that's what most people, when you're really old and it's like you're not going out anymore.
without the option to do my own thing.
No, but you will. You'll have your own life. You're going to find a girl that you probably won't at this point. I think you might not. But I feel like the idea is that you'd find a girl that you want to spend every day forever with. That's kind of a long time, but it's really not. You're 37. What's like the average age that men live till?
See, that's the thing that women try to ask men or try to put off on men. They'll say, well, why don't you find, you'll find somebody, you'll be with them forever. They got to understand the majority of divorces are filed by women. It's very rare that a man, especially a man as successful as Kevin Durant, is very rare that a man as successful as Kevin Durant is going to file for divorce. Especially, let's just talk about professional athletes, okay? The majority of these divorces with professional athletes, these divorces are pretty much pursued by women, by the wives. These women probably badgered these men, shamed these men, gaslit these men into marrying them. And then what happens? The marriage falls apart. You have to ask yourself why. Why, if you've been together for all these years, you finally get married and it dissolves quickly? It's because all that woman wanted was that wedding, that ring. Once she got that marriage, she didn't care anymore. One, because she got the validation of getting married. So she could tell people, well, I was married, but also she has access to your money and resources now. And you're stuck with that. Marriage is not what it used to be, because so many women now are so feminist minded that they claim they don't need a man who has money and stuff like that to take care of them. They could take care of themselves, but then they will claim they do need men with money and resources to take care of them. So which one is it? Do you have your own? You don't need a man, or do you need a man? You know what I'm saying?
40 years?
Yeah, that's too many.
I'm not gonna plan for 40-year stretch. That's just too hard to plan for.
Okay. Well, then you should get a surrogate.
A surrogate. Why?
Well, so that you can just have no strings attached. You don't even have to worry about
that. I want some strings attached. I mean, damn, I don't want to
just a few strings, not the whole. Yeah. Got it. I'll start looking.
I don't want it to be the traditional way of like.
What if you have a wedding? What if she wants a wedding ceremony, but you don't have to actually sign anything? I feel like that's good too.
So just have a party.
Yeah, basically. But where you go, you don't picture yourself at the end of a.
Well, that could be a trap too, because you have something that's called common law marriage. That if a woman moves in with you and you live together for a certain amount of time, she can be considered your wife. So when y'all separated, she can actually go after you for resources. So that may not work either. I don't know if it's dependent on states that you're in. I'm not quite sure exactly how that works, but that can happen as well. Women, it's funny because I don't think this woman is married. I don't think she's married. Women are always talking about marriage, but they're not marriage material. They will tell you themselves that they're not ready for marriage, but they always talking about marriage. Let's leave the marriage talk to people who genuinely want it. I think the majority of women these days do not want marriage. They just talk about it. And the women who actually do want marriage are usually women that's trying to get something. Okay. They want, you know what I'm saying? They want a provider until they're ready to be single again. And then they could be single and live off your money. That's how these women think nowadays. So you do have to be careful.
Like at the end, do you have a whole, really?
No, like a wedding?
Yeah. You could have a wedding without like actually being married.
Why?
You don't want that?
No, I never really dreamt of having a wedding day. It was never really, when I go to weddings, it's like, oh, this is cool. This is dope. This is a cool
You don't ever
event.
see yourself being that person?
No.
That's cool.
It's not like it needs to happen in my mind.
I like that. You know what you want.
But it's still a cool event.
See, Kevin's like, listen, I'll go to a wedding, but I'm not getting married. See, that's the mindset most of these athletes should have, because one of the trends that I see, it's a very disturbing trend, is that you have these guys who, once their playing careers are over, their wives divorce them. That is very sad, but that happens a lot. Look at the video I did about Kevin Garnett over 7 years ago. That was the video that went viral, and it set off a trend of other people making similar content. I was one of the first to talk about athletes' wives getting them for the bag. I was one of the first to talk about that. It's documented, okay? When you saw Kevin Durant's wife divorce him, you seen Kevin Garnett's wife divorce him, and she was going after him for like all these millions of dollars, right? That she felt like she was owed. They had a prenup. They had a prenup during the prime years of his career. But years later, right after he retired, she wanted a lot of money to go away. And that started a trend of professional athletes' wives divorcing their husbands right after these dudes retire in order to get money out of these men, because they really don't want to be with these men, because these men are no longer going to be in the spotlight. They won't be making the same amount of money. So these women want to cut their losses and leave. And that's what happens. They stay until the money starts to run dry, and then they want out. Kevin Durant has saw this his entire career. He's played with guys. He's had these conversations. Look at what LeBron James said on this very channel. I reacted to LeBron James warning young men about these women and how these women are grimy. That's why he stayed with Savannah his whole career. And he talks about the types of women he sees these athletes date and marry and how they no good. Kevin Durant has seen that as well. And he wants no part of it. And I don't blame him. So let me know in the comment section when you thought that video. Share it. Follow me on all my social media. And I'll see y'all next one.